Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week is Alistair from the clan of Lamoon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Oh, hey, Commander Llama. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Ms. Hutz. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. You gain a hunger. Aldrich, of the clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Thurston, of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Taipan. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. You gain a hunger. Sir Drake Burton, from the clan of the Beast, portrayed by Mark from the Boulette Club. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. We start this week. The previous week, Alistair was absent. Let's go. When Aldo appeared at the Whitechapel house, Alistair was at a graveyard. The same graveyard someone close to him was buried in. Alistair stands over the grave. A deathly light mist clings to the ground, and Alistair just stands over the grave, thinking and debating internally. A familiar voice cracks through his skull, suppressing all other voices that usually ring through his head.
Too late. Use the shovel.
A cold, chilly wind glides through the air, and a nearby shovel falls to the ground, breaking the silence as metal clangs onto the loose stone ground, throwing pebbles into the air. Alistair, you take the shovel and begin to dig deep into the ground, shifting the soil and finally uncovering the coffin. Without even thinking, as if it almost possessed him, he cracks open the coffin and absconds with the corpse inside quickly and quietly, making his way back to his haven. In his haven he feels ill at ease, as if something is eating away at him. He walks out onto the streets of London to clear his head, and decides to do the one thing that always puts his mind at ease. Alistair is standing on the roof of a large building on a mile-end road overlooking a section of the city, and spots a woman of the night, having finished plying her trade. Alistair spies her, and notes to himself that she reminds him of her. Alistair watches her disappear into her measly house as he ponders his own musings. He makes his way down, and carefully approaches the house, with a need rising in the pit of his stomach.
Do I know she's in there alone?
Nope. But you can see only one light on.
I would, if I don't know, I would cast Unseen Passage. Or I would try to. It would let me know if anybody can see me.
Yeah, you'd be fine if you want to cast Unseen Passage. Is that a rouse check? There you go.
Yeah, it's a rouse check. And then I'll open the door, unlock the door.
Do dexterity and larceny for me, please. Alistair skillfully cracks open the lock and enters into the relatively disrepaired house, finding a cold chill filling his bones. Where would you like to go?
Where was the light at? Was it? Is this a two-story building, I assume?
It's a two-story
like a townhouse?
building,
yeah. I didn't bring a weapon, so I would go to the kitchen.
Alistair makes his way into the kitchen, finding a simple table and one plate set out with a knife and fork next to it.
You didn't give me options.
You can rummage through the cupboards.
No, I'll take both of those for now.
Don't like where this is going. Let's do it. Where are you going?
I would go look for her. She's probably upstairs, so I would try to quietly. At this point, too, I would cast Silence of Death.
Alistair very quietly makes his way around the house, creeping up the stairs and finding every single window exposed without curtains. He walks through the upstairs, checking each room. It seems the house is used by others, but only the one is inside. He creeps into her bedroom silently, not disturbing her from her rest. Looks over her body, in her bed, as she slumbers quietly, innocent to the parasite standing over her.
Oh. Just her in the house so far?
Mm-hmm. You've checked every room in the house and it's just her. But you know that others do use the house, but they're not there.
I want to lean over and just kind of caress her face and see if she can roll over to where she's either facing me or she's looking up. Does that make sense? Because if she's rolling over facing the wall, I want her face to be a little like a feather tickle. You know what I mean? To get somebody to wrestle in their sleep.
Do dexterity and stealth for me, please.
See how heavy this hand is today. 3.
Alistair gently caresses the woman's face, slightly tickling her cheek, which causes her to stir and turn over.
I'll stare at her for a little bit, get real close to her ear. You said she's similar to her. I'll crack a smile and get real close and just real quietly whisper, "I wasn't sorry." And then I'm going to stab her in the eye with a fork.
Yeah, that's free. You plunge the fork straight through her eye, noting that you need to use an extra amount of force as the fork is fairly blunt. The woman wakes, screaming, as blood pours down her cheek.
Am I still invisible?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to stand there for a second and see if she moves. If she stays there holding, I'm going to walk up and just stab her once with a knife. Try to stay invisible.
Just for my own purposes for narration, where are you attempting to stab her?
Doesn't matter. I'm not just like I'm being an asshole now. Like I'm being invisible and
Let me rephrase. Are you aiming to kill or just maim?
No.
Okay.
Just maim.
In that case, do for me dexterity and melee, please.
I don't use melee. I don't know where it's at. Give me a second. Here it is.
Melee left. Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
And you can't re-roll.
Fine though. It works in this.
That's true. Alistair pulls out the blunt kitchen knife, looking at the woman as she's... Oh, you've got a re-roll if you want it.
Fine. 1.
Yeah, that avoids a beast. Would you like success at cost?
No, because I figured if I don't stab her, I still probably cut her. Little cuts. I mean, no. I'm just trying. I'm not trying to do anything targeted just yet.
Alistair takes...
Sharp knife or a butter knife?
It's a fairly blunt dinner knife.
Yeah,
Alistair takes the knife,
playing with my food at the moment,
and attempts to drive it into her flesh as she cradles her eye, with blood pouring over her hand and face and onto her dusty sheets. Unfortunately, the knife is far too blunt to be able to penetrate her skin or do any kind of major damage, and it just pings off her arm as she starts to wander around, screaming more and more, unable to find the front door to her bedroom.
As I'm in her room, I will simultaneously drop Unseen Passage and cast Dementation and just say quiet. And I'm going to blood for this.
Okay. Gain a hunger.
Ain't all the
I think it's
hunger right now.
+2 to your roll. So please do your dementation roll.
5.
Oh, damn. As your voice exits out of your mouth and echoes through her skull, she simply falls to her knees, quietly sobbing, with the occasional blood splat dripping onto the wooden floor.
I'll get down on all fours and kind of, in a jokingly manner, mimic a beast and a frog, and I kind of hop over to her and hover over her. As I'm killing something on stream, my wife's calling me. What? Yes. Good wife. She said, "Are they asleep?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Bye." So I'll hover over and kind of poke at her to see if she responds as a sane person would.
She doesn't. She merely looks terrified, unable to actually focus on you as a person due to the pain, the insanity writhing through her mind. She just sees this blurry vision in front of her.
To kind of not draw the scene out, I play with my food a little while longer. So in her room, I go through her drawers. If there's a closet, if there's clothes on, like if there's specifically right now, if there's like clothes that she would be wearing for her job, right? I like put one of them on. I play with the lipstick on her, like to make her pretty, stuff like that. And then, I really want to make this thing worse. And then I'll pick her up and put her on the bed and lay there with her for a little bit.
She gives you no resistance. She merely sits there in a catatonic state, gently sobbing, the fork still protruding from her eye socket.
You're so ugly when that's there, and I'll pull the fork out.
Yep, that's free, and you're pulling the eyeball out with it as well.
If you all know on how not to pull an arrow out, I didn't take that advice, so just pull it out. And then I'll lay there and kind of treat her as my psychiatrist for just what's been going on with the coterie as a whole. So I'm mostly drawn on about the demon. And there's this demon. This sounds silly, but I don't think he likes us. I know he's a demon. I hope he kills Sir Drake first. And then I just start...
You exaggerate.
And I just ignore him at this point. And then, so I hope he kills Sir Drake first. And then I just start going off on random points for probably a couple hours. Okay, well, this was fun. I'll roll over and just kind of lay on my side and just look at her. You are always so pretty. And then I'll climb on top of her and feed.
Be a feeding roll for me, please.
And I am going to drain her. I
figured you
just
would.
want to drain her. I don't want to do what Osagi Nuts over there did, but 3.
That's fine.
Give me the...
Alistair, wearing the woman's clothes, climbs on top of her, puts his finger to her mouth, and turns her head to the other side so he doesn't have to look at the empty socket in her face any longer. Extends his fangs. Actually, looks directly at the empty socket, pulls his tongue out, and licks slowly across her cheek, tasting her vitae, before extending his fangs and biting straight into her cheek, tearing through her flesh and bone, and supping upon the vitae inside, draining her completely of all of her bodily fluids. You may slake your hunger by 5, down to 0, and you take 2 humanity saves.
Already done.
Excellent. As you stand...
I don't leave with the clothes, by the way.
I was just about to say, as you stand and look at the blood-covered dress that you're wearing, you decide it's probably not a good idea to go out wearing this. It is, after all, your Sunday best. As you take it off, a familiar voice cracks through your head once more.
That isn't the right one.
I didn't hear what she said.
That isn't the right one.
You don't get to choose who's right if you don't tell me what.
Find
I forgot the
him!
shovel. What?
Find him.
Find who?
The voice is silent.
I go and I just throw the bloody clothes over her face, so whoever has to find the body later is going to be surprised when they take it off her face.
Surprised is a word for it.
borrow a little bit from the Yorkshire Ripper. And then leave and continue to try to argue with this voice in my head while I walk back to my haven that doesn't respond.
Excellent. Aldrich. Let's change the scene a bit. There we are. Aldrich is walking down the street, close to one of his holdings in the city. The street is fairly busy. Market stalls are packing down. Last-minute customers are hurrying to purchase last-minute fruits and vegetables. Some of the street performers are still plying their trade, hoping to catch some of the last-minute coins. As Aldrich wanders down the street, a voice cracks through his skull.
Stop. There is a presence near to you. I sense another.
It was choppy for me. So there's a presence near me?
Yes. He senses another.
Senses another. Alright. When you say another, it means someone I need to,
Yes.
Alright, let's get to work. Any idea who? And I'll just start looking around, seeing if anyone looks like they need to be murdered and sacrificed to a demon.
Wits and awareness, please.
Zero.
Excellent. Aldrich stares around the crowd. Unfortunately for him, he is unable to discern anyone particularly out of the ordinary between street performers and regular people on the streets. Fortunately for him, the voice cracks through his skull once more.
There, in front of you, there is something of Belial there.
Oil. what is in front of Aldrich?
There is a street performer, several members of the crowd, and a market stall seller.
Aldrich's just gonna start walking up to the people, start with the street performer, just pointing at him, going, "This one," seemingly
The
to no one.
druid.
But
Stalk him, tear him apart, and destroy whatever he carries.
all right. What does this street performer look like? What are they performing?
You see a man in garish robes, clearly a street performer, likely a magician. He's packing his trinkets away slowly.
What neighborhood is this? I'm just guessing the street performance is not that nice. Well, I don't know. Wouldn't it be?
It was.
A rough part, I guess.
It is the East End.
A quick glance around. Actually, would I have a carriage nearby, or was I on a long walk?
You were on a long walk. It's the East End.
Glancing around, is there any alleyway, bill, a place where I got privacy with this individual to do what I got to do?
Not at this point. And as you're looking around, you see the man take his brown suitcase in hand and begins to head down the street.
Act now. Do not lose sight of him.
Yeah, I'll stop him as he's starting to pack up and whatnot. Right, if I could bother you for a moment, I really like what you're doing here. You wouldn't happen to do private performances, would you? I've got some other affluent friends who are looking for a bit of entertainment in our gentlemen's club.
Charisma and persuasion, please.
Can I be lying to him with manipulation?
Manipulation and subterfuge, please.
That I'm very good at. 5.
Well, normally no, but you have a trustworthy face about you. Should we discuss this over coffee?
Well, I mean, do you have time right now?
I was just heading up to Mrs. Migginson's coffee shop, in fact. Shall we get a cup each?
Right, I've actually got a better place where I do business. If you want to follow me to my office, I'll pay you up front to make it worth your time. I'll take out a few bills and hand them to him.
This is highly unorthodox, but
I just
Who am
want
I
to
to
make
say
sure I'm
no?
not pulling your leg. Time is money and all that. You hang on to that now. Don't lose it.
indeed,
All
well,
right,
lead
follow
on,
me.
sir.
Yeah, and just any sort of I don't know how late is this. Is this where businesses would still be open? I guess is it not? Is it pretty early in the evening?
It is fairly early in the evening. There's a few coffee shops that are open during the night, but the market stalls, for instance, will be closing. This will probably be around about 10, 11 p.m. sort of thing.
Is there any closed like business or anything like that?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go to whatever the nearest business that looks completely closed. Something that I know would probably close early too, where there hopefully wouldn't be anyone like lingering around locking up.
You'll find a bookshop. Closed up. Curtains drawn. No light emanating from the cracks.
Yeah, so all right this way, and I'll go to the door and using my good hand, assuming it's a door with a handle, I'd like to just twist the handle off so I can push it open.
Strength and larceny, please.
I'm going to rouse for that, because larceny I do not have. Seven successes, a messy critical.
Would you like to stick with it?
With the...
Just so you
can't
can get rid of the messy
uncr-
bit.
Oh yeah, I guess I could willpower the Yeah, I'll re-roll one to see if I get rid of the messy bit, as you said.
Okay.
I get anything but a 0. All right, so 6 successes, normal.
Perfect. Aldrich subtly destroys the lock, pulling the handle, cracking the door open. Fortunately, the man is completely oblivious to how the door was opened. Shall we, sir?
Right, yeah, this is one of my places of business. Go on in, get comfortable. This door sticks sometimes, so. And once he goes in, the door's not gonna lock behind me, but I'll just push it shut best I can, follow him inside, sort of looking around to make sure we're not near any windows or anything.
Fine, no problem. The man takes a seat. Do you have coffee or tea, sir? I hate to be a burden.
Right, yeah, let me see what I can scrounge up. Tell me a bit about yourself. What is it? I know what you do, but I want to know a bit more. Know that we can get along before you invite you to meet the rest of my friends.
Of course. My name is Stand. Michael Stand. I've been a performer for quite some time now. I learned the arts of magic, of trickery and illusion some time ago, and I've merely decided to ply my trade here in London. See what kind of coin goes spare. Business can sometimes be good, it can sometimes be bad, it varies. It varies.
Alright, that's very interesting. Are you a God-fearing man?
I fear not God, no, sir. I have found that there are far more displeasing things on this planet.
Oh, displeasing like what?
Sir, I don't believe you could handle half the things I tell of you.
Hey, let's try me, please. I have a bit of a macabre sense of curiosity, we could say.
I once saw a man. He was hung by his ankles, skinned, turned inside out. Frightful sight, but also incredibly clean work.
Oh, where'd you run into something like that?
That was here in the city.
Where?
Some place underground, I believe. I fear I remember not the name. I have gone back since, and the place has been abandoned.
Well, I don't quite know exactly what you did. If it's just a matter of wrong place, wrong time. Oh, you seem like an alright chap. But we all answer to someone else at one point or another. Yeah, you're an independent performer. Nice. I used to be like you. My own boss, but I've got a new boss now and he's a bit of a cunt. But I don't think you'd like him at all. I don't even really like him, but it is what it is,
Now is not the time of questions, now is the time of actions.
Alright. You want change? You want me to change him in your image? Let's see what we can do. Sorry about this. This is gonna be unpleasant, but I'm gonna need you to keep it down. I'll start by just putting my hand over his mouth.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a free action. He would be completely unexpecting of that. The man is struggling against you, but he is easily overpowered by you.
Yeah, I'll do that. Using the cartilage covered hand. Just squeeze, popping the jaw a little bit, forcing it open. We'll start just by getting my fingers in there, removing the tongue, because I don't need the authorities rushing in for someone screaming. And I'll probably just sort of hold it closed after that and let him drown in his own blood.
Do strength and brawl for me, please.
I'm doing this. I'll say, is there anything specific I'm supposed to be doing here? Should I do the usual bit? Invoke your name and send him to wherever the hell you are. 9 messing.
No.
All right. Well,
Right, stick
this
with
one's
it,
for
or-
you.
Sticking with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aldrich reaches into the man's jaw, grasping his tongue, and rips it out. As he does so, the beast inside of him screams up, clawing at his mouth and his stomach, urging him to feed. Without even thinking, Aldrich extends his fangs and sinks them directly into the man's flesh, draining him of all of his blood and discarding the corpse on the floor. Immediately the beast inside of him is satiated. You may slake 5 hunger, but you take 2. No, you're going to take 1 humanity stain for that one, actually.
All right.
The body falls to the ground. Papers fall out of his pocket, and you can see something lumpy on one of his inside pockets.
Coming down, wiping some of the blood. Sure no one else saw that. All right. And yeah, I'll pat him down.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point doing a roll for it. Inside, you find the man's leather wallet. It mostly has coins, but you find a few lower denomination notes as well. As Aldrich searches, he finds a small black stone on the inside pocket.
Destroy it for me.
What is it?
Belial. The angel of hostility.
I'm sorry, did I just kill an angel?
No.
All right, I was gonna say it'd be pretty easy if so. All right, you know what? We have an agreement. I'm supposed to do what you want, so I'll just take the stone in my hand and just squeeze it, hopefully destroying it.
Strength. Strength and strength, please.
Six.
Well done. Aldrich firmly grasps on the stone, crushing it to dust, letting it fall to the ground, shimmering under the moonlight.
Your service has been rewarded.
And you may refill your willpower bar all the way.
Nice. Wait, I'm frozen. Hang on.
Good old Discord. Would you like to head to your opium den now in response to the telegram you received?
Sorry, everything's being super wonky with me. Can you hear me at least?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to collect that dust, just stick it in a pocket, and then yeah, I'll. There's a telegram you said.
Yes.
Then yes, I will go to a place of business while I fix my camera.
Aldrich finally continues with his own agenda and heads straight to his holding in the West End, walking slightly swifter than before, just in case Endymion decides to interrupt him again. Fortunately for him, Endymion leaves him to his journey. Aldrich enters into his establishment and is greeted by one of his gang members as he enters. "Good evening, Master Aldrich. It is a pleasure to see you. I am so glad you received the telegram. There is a man waiting to see you. He claims it's rather urgent."
Sorry, I'm dealing with stuff. Give us someone nice to meet.
Would you like me to prepare your VIP suite, sir?
Something. Prepare what?
Would you like me to prepare your VIP suite, sir?
Right, yeah, that'd be perfect, thank you.
Very well, I shall have him meet you there post-haste.
I'll go meet him.
Oh, Aldrich walks into his own private area of his opium den. A few moments later, the gang member knocks on the door, with another man in tow. A rather smartly dressed fellow with a stovepipe hat. Ah, Mr. Aldrich. I am so glad that we finally get to meet. My name is Harim. You have already spoken with one of my associates. You were kind enough to allow us to have our literature available here. It has been of some benefit. However, we have come across a rather interesting discovery.
Right, I like interesting. Let's hear it.
Perhaps it would be best if you allow me to demonstrate and show you.
Right, even better.
I have a man prepared to join us. With your permission, of course. I'd like him in here.
Right, yeah, bring him in.
Thank you, sir. The man disappears into the corridor, reappearing moments later with a young, strong-looking man in tow. Now, you understand, the product we are supplying is of an extremely high quality. The highest quality of cocaine in the city, I dare say, if not the empire. We have discovered a small drawback, however. Please allow me to demonstrate. This young man here is ready to show you exactly what I mean. Now, Richard, I believe his name is, you've been enjoying our product for most of the night and day, I dare say. Is that not right? And the man nods, with a big smile on his face as he sways slightly in his chair. Now, Master Aldrich, observe as we give him a rather generous dose. Harim prepares a generous amount of cocaine into a syringe, injecting it into the other man. Half a minute later, Aldrich can hear the young man's heart pounding in his chest, faster and faster. He can see the man starting to sweat and tremble. He throws up onto the floor and clutches at his chest. Vomit pouring out of his mouth as he clutches, falling over, constantly unable to get to his feet. Aldrich can see the tension on his face, and the man spasms on the floor, in the pool of his own sick. His spasms start to slowly wind down, and before long the man is still, Aldrich no longer able to hear the heartbeat pounding like a herd of wild stallions. As you can see, this is unexpected. We would rather, first of all, the kind were unaware that this is possible, and second of all, also prefer anyone that comes to us would avoid being caught up in this state. It's bad for business, as I'm sure you'll agree. The dead kine are unable to purchase more of the product. As such,
Following, yeah.
As such, I have come here personally to see if you have any suggestions how we may repress this information for the time being, and also avoid anyone who comes to us from you avoid this fate.
Well, is this a side effect of your stuff or too much of your stuff? I mean, I've learned I enjoy good things, but too much of a good thing can be, well, dangerous.
We believe this is the equivalent of consumption when applied to the coca plant.
All right. So what are you proposing? What do you want me to do about it?
We are looking for suggestions on how to repress this information and avoid future incidents.
Bit of public relations then. All right. Yeah, I can have my men start spreading something about on the contrary to what this actually does. I mean, it's for the most part, you're gonna want to figure this out because I mean, we can lie about it all we want, but if people keep dying, it's you said bad for business, and that's what I'm concerned with. But I can buy you some time to get your measurements figured out and whatnot. If that's what you're looking for.
Time would be most appreciated. As far as we can tell, as long as the information is suppressed for the time being, we shouldn't run into such incidents again.
Oh, it sounds good. Probably if we had something else to blame it on rather than hide that it's happening, you know.
How would you feel? We had the idea of tainted batches. However, that would imply that our product, and thus your product, is less than pure.
Right, now, I was thinking about maybe tainting other batches. Maybe go to some of the local pubs, mess with what they've got. People will blame it on them instead of us.
I believe we might be able to do one better than that, in fact. How would you like extra business as a show of thanks?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the least I'm owed, yeah.
Then what we shall do is personally taint other people's supplies and ensure that yours is the only pure supply.
Oh, you see, that's how you stop jealousy and violence, gang wars. You're going to create a whole mess. But I welcome it. Yeah, I like that idea.
We shall offer discounts to the others. We shall be upfront and honest, of course, and say that the product is less than pure.
Right, I like that. If you didn't get it from the medicine man, you don't know what you're getting, what you're putting in your body. Right.
Exactly.
Me and you make a good team. I like that. I like that a lot.
I indeed enjoy working with you. You are most open to ideas. Perhaps we shall have to do business at one of our establishments next time.
I'm open to it. And you know what? If I could get that in writing, how much of a treat I am to work with, I've got some people that really need to be reminded of that.
I don't believe they would be able to understand anything that we wrote down. Speaking English is very different from writing it.
Oh, it was a joke. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were with it. It's all right. Business will stick to business.
Excellent. Very well, Mr. Aldrich. Have a wonderful night. And thank you again for your patronage.
You as well. Good luck in your endeavors.
He tips his hat, stands, and leaves.
I'm gonna get even though I'm completely satiated, I still would like a drink from someone on my drug of choice while I'm here. I'll do that before meeting up with anyone.
No problem. I'll let you do that for free, because you're not really after Vitae. And at this stage, adding in drama to that role would be relatively short, pointless. So you may follow the +1 to any of your pools.
All right.
Later on that night, the entire coterie, minus Inspector Grey, meet up at the Whitechapel house to discuss their agenda for the night.
I'll wait till everyone's there to stop practicing my scales and come out of my room.
I would just go up to Thurston's room, and I'm oddly hyperactive tonight. So as like a 10-year-old child does, like goes and looks at something, puts it down, goes over, looks at something else, puts it down, hops across the room a couple times, runs out. Where's Aldrich at? Runs back in, starts picking up more shit, you know?
I'm not sure where Aldrich is at the moment. He said he'd be back at some point, but just remember I told you not to touch the mirror, right?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't want to break that. What's this? And I go over.
I guess once I hear Evelyn finish her scales, that's when I know that everyone's here. So I just go join them in the foyer.
Yeah, so so Drake would have just been quite quietly waiting in the foyer at this point. Probably eyes somewhat closed. Bit of inward thinking going on.
Aldrich, what are you doing at this point?
This is the same night.
This is later on that night, yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably just come back. Also, probably pretty energetic and in a great mood. Productive evening. Come in, see everyone there. Oh, good evening, everyone. My favorite people in one spot. What a treat. What's on the agenda tonight?
I don't know. I wasn't here last time. I don't know what you all decided. Things move quick with our group.
Oh, that they do. No one caught you up.
Caught me up
Usually
with
it's you catching us up now I'm thinking about it. Every time something happens, we're all whatever about it, and you're the only one who's got your head on straight. So this will be fun. We get to tell you what happened for once. If I had a sock puppet, I'd be using it right now. But
But how do I know you're telling me the truth after what you just said? That's alarming.
Oh, we've got nothing to hide from you, Alistair.
Oh, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm just saying you probably forgot, and you know how that goes.
Oh, right.
Well-
If it was Thurston telling us what was going on, then I'd be questioning his memory for sure. But still got all mine.
It transpires that Atherin Thurston here is actually Mithras. Can you believe that?
Nope,
Hey,
that's a
Drake,
lie.
how did you discover my secret?
There's no way that Mithras lets himself look like that.
Yeah, no, you've actually.
Perhaps that's what he wants you to think.
No. Pretty sure on this one.
Let's see. Aldo stopped by. We bought him
Here?
a new. Yeah, we bought him clothes. You know that drab cloak he's always wearing? We upgraded him.
You brought him here?
He showed up here.
I look up the ceiling. He came here? Wow.
He survived?
Wow,
think.
he's really honoring the agreement.
Well, I was hoping if there was ever a chance he won it, that would be the time. But here we are. We met a
Autumn.
man made of metal. And we're going to get to borrow him in the near future. That'll be fun. But he had some sort of cursed, angry kindred spirit trapped inside. So we'll probably have to kill the man who made him. What else happened?
Wait, where's he trapped at? Inside the metal man?
Right. And then,
Any sense?
I can't do it justice. You'll just have to see. They'll be dropping them off here, and I'll make sure you guys are around so you can see it. It's quite interesting. I think I'm gonna try to put a bit of a meat on the old metal bones. I think that could be fun. And then, on a much more somber note,
Ooh.
so Drake, how are you?
strangely renewed. It's interesting what brought your sense of purpose.
Wait,
How
what
do you
happened?
mean? Well, Thurston let his sister die.
I.
Oh, that makes so much more sense on why they bought Aldrich something to wear and not you. Did anybody follow that at all?
My sister was of very strong mind. I don't think anything Thurston here could have done would have prevented what happened.
What killed her?
Yes.
Or who?
Well, if you want to get in the weeds about the subject, this wonderful society we live in did the job. So, I've decided to burn it all down. Renewed purpose.
You're gonna burn the
And
city?
go up. I just randomly go up and give Sir Drake a hug.
Oh.
So wait, are you gonna burn it while we're here, or can we leave?
It's a metaphor, but
Oh.
I wouldn't turn away your help.
I don't know
Well,
about helping people burn somebody, but hey, Aldrich, if you need to find somebody, we could probably just go pull somebody off the street and use their skin.
Oh, I've got extra. I'm just waiting to get the metal man here.
You've
Get
got
everything
extra
fitted
skin.
right. I mean, yeah.
It's so weird.
Ew.
Well, it sounds gross when you put it that way, but think of if you go where the dresses are made, they have extra fabric and bits and bobs and things like that. It's no different, really.
I don't really quite see why you need the need of flesh anyway. You can be much more ornate with a metal body with all the decorations and doodads you can. What is it? They weld it on, I think is what they do. I'm not quite sure.
I don't have time to get into your aesthetic preferences on metal right now, Destin. You've been different ever since we saw that man, and I am not. We're gonna have a talk about that later, but I'm still interested, Sir Drake. I understand the metaphor, but what exactly are you planning on doing, and to who specifically?
I already had designs on the East India.
Right, we had that talk.
After what transpired last time, the Inquisition just added themselves to my list.
Well, I mean, other than your pressing matters, of course, I don't know if you have anything you can follow up tonight, but ever since I carried out the request by the Cleopatrans, I've not yet gotten a chance to meet back up with them, so I should probably use my opportunity to do that tonight at some point, if you all don't mind.
Seems fair. I also had a seance to check in on.
Check in on
Eveline,
it?
right,
Yeah,
right. I think I mentioned it to you before with the theater.
Well, I don't think that all of us need to go see the Cleopatrans, so if you don't need me for anything in particular, I could take that time to hit two birds with one stone. I don't know much about seances, so
Well, even more reason for you to be there then. But that's also not
True.
necessarily pressing. We've got all the time in the world.
That's
I don't
fair.
think the ghost is going anywhere.
We also still have a heist to plan.
Ooh, that sounds fun. The seance, not the heist, sorry.
I agree with
Catching
Alistair.
up.
I've
You don't
been
think
told
robbing the
that
Queen?
I've been told I need to learn a bit more, so if Aldrich suggests I should be there for the seance, I think I should as well. You were saying, Sodrick?
Just that robbing the crown sounds like the most fun a man can have with his clothes on in this town.
You don't
Oh.
like talking to ghosts?
A bunch of talking ghosts. No.
Perhaps we start with Thurston. If you've got accolades going your way, you should go. And I think we should all be there. If you're going to get rewarded for a job well done, you want your friends to be there with you to see how far you've come.
Yes, and it should hopefully just be a quick talk, so it shouldn't take very long.
It'll look good. It'll show you the clear patterns you've got your coterie behind you.
Yes.
All right, if everyone else is fine with that.
You exaggerate.
Does everybody hear that?
He doesn't need you shaming him too.
No one else has any qualms with that. We can go and maybe discuss on the way there or back what we want to do after.
Well, let's go take credit for Thurston's work then.
Thurston remembers a way to the Cleopatra, once more making his way through a clothes shop, through the workshop area and past sewing machines and textile bolts, and heads towards the back room where he once more sees candlelight dancing around the outside, leaking out into the otherwise darkened area. He opens the door, with the coterie behind him. As before, the Cleopatra are sat in 3 seats, with one in front of them. As Thurston enters, all 3 elegantly dressed monsters stand. The one bedecked in gold gestures to the seat for Thurston to sit before them. Thurston, you were successful in your endeavor?
I was.
Good. We, of course, knew that you had consumed the soul. It's plainly obvious to those that can see, but we're glad you are honest with us.
I say to whoever's standing next to me. What?
If I can, when they say that, I actually will activate. I'll wait till afterwards so we can get through it.
Okay. You don't know, it's fine, but okay. Word is already spread across the kindred of the city that you are not to be trifled with. They fear you now. They despise you. But they respect you and your capabilities.
It is good to... I am on the right track.
We would be pleased to count you as one of us. Tell us, do you hear the voice of Yima yet?
If you, I'm gonna ask you to maybe make me roll for this, but I have started hearing whispers here and there, but I am not sure if it is them.
No, that's a very clever answer.
Okay.
Again, I whispered to whoever's close to me. Oh Lord, all we need is someone else in our coterie hearing voices.
You hear them too?
They sing.
I wish mine sang.
No matter. In time you shall. Perhaps she is put off by your current dress. Here, we have prepared for you clothes that are more suitable to a kindred of your station. She clicks her fingers, and the door to the side opens. A child, dressed in white, saunters in, bearing neatly folded clothes. The child keeps his head down as he approaches a group of kindred, and then standing before Thurston, he lifts the clothes up over his head for Thurston to take.
I bow to the child. Thank you, and I'll gently take them.
There's no need for modesty in front of us, Thurston. Please, change. Let us see how your new clothes suit you.
Oh, I, without hesitation.
Equivalent of a constitution save in this.
Probably composure and resolve, I think, for him.
For us watching this.
Mm-hmm. Your wrinkles are most impressive, Thurston.
Evelyn would be averting her eyes.
How do they fit, Master Thurston?
I'm doing those like poses to not only accentuate the clothes but also test it to see if it stretches in certain spots more than others. It seems most excellent.
They suit you, and they certainly befit your new station. Remember that now you are not just Nosferatu, but Cleopatra.
I thank you for the opportunity.
We shall be taking our leave of this city in the near future. But if you have new questions or wonderments, before we leave, feel free to ask. I would say Violet Mary would be also a good heir, but she tends to eschew human contact.
I'm sorry, it broke up a little bit there. What was that last part?
We would say Violet Mary would also be a suitable contact, but she tends to eschew others.
Understood. I speak with you. I will make sure to come directly here.
Very good. I hope your coterie appreciate what you will soon be able to bring to them.
I'll just look at everybody, and just give a slight smile. Yes, I hope so as well.
Not even paying attention. I am like looking off.
Please, go peacefully into the night and make everyone stare.
And I will do my usual curtsy with a bit more of a flourish with my new getup, and I'll join back with the coterie.
The three Cleopatra all stand and stick their hands out.
Just like last time, left to right.
And each one afterwards is... Would you like to
Okay,
leave
we
these
gotta know.
everywhere?
What's Thurston wearing?
That's up to Thurston to tell you.
Oh, God. I didn't realize I was going to have to think of what I was wearing. You should have just asked me what I was wearing previously.
I mean, Shiver gave you the clothes, so
I guess
Shiver came up with the name Michael Stand.
I guess in the like not exact copy, but in the way that Aldrich dresses to try and seem important and whatnot, but because he kind of had to learn it himself, he is pieced together and whatnot. It's like that, but much more cohesive. Someone that knew what they were doing, put the costume together, and everything is a certain color for a certain reason. That type of stuff.
Completely ambiguous answer that doesn't really say anything. Love it.
Learn
getting
from the
better.
best, Shiv.
Yeah, you're getting better. Where would you all like to proceed?
When we get back to the carriage, I'll cast Try the Soul. Just stare at Thurston and don't say anything yet.
Show me Scry the Soul, please.
Yes, sir.
Do rouse
I'll
check.
blood search for this too.
Do intelligence or specs.
There's two. I'm blood
Thirsty.
searching, by the way.
Composure and subterfuge.
Composure.
6.
Yikes.
A lot of
I don't
dice.
have that many dice. Composure.
I need this to win.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about blood surging, but I don't really know what he's doing, so. Wow, that
Wow.
was close.
Wow.
Oh. So you may ask one
I
question.
didn't even blood surge.
Do you see this aura? Yes, you bloody do.
Yeah. I thought I was like, wait, that's not the thing. This doesn't speak with the dead. Oh no, ask you. Yeah. Do I see the black veins in his aura?
You absolutely do see the black tendrils emanating from his aura.
So I'll just sit there and stare at you, and then Aldrich, did you know he was going to do that?
What did he do?
Well, get those clothes. I did not. I thought, I mean, it sounds pretty. That's a good deal. You've got a new outfit befitting your station. They said, person, they said you were feared, respected. What else do you want? This is a good
I look
day
over
for
at you, and you'll notice my eyes. You'll notice with my eyes, they're red with black tendrils in them, and I'll blink and make them regular. You know I can see his aura. You know I know what he did. I heard them.
Well, and you know I don't know shit about what any of us can really do. You know, I have very limited knowledge when it comes to kindred.
I look at Thurston. Tell them. If they want to be ignorant, tell them.
Fine. I didn't know the repercussions fully at the time, and you all were very antsy of the subject, but it was allowed by the Camarilla for me to drink of the man's soul last week. Or 2 weeks ago, sorry.
Oh, he sucked Tremere dry. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I knew about that.
No. I suck people dry.
See, that's the soul part. That's what I'm getting to. Do you want me? I diablerized the Tremere, yes. I feel safer with the inspector not around saying that. Because him and Drake were very... Well, him and Drake were very...
You know Drake's in the carriage, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand, like, that was kind of the thing then. Like, kind of while Sir Drake did the thing he did, because what you did is normally not allowed. And the fact that it was allowed and you didn't tell us.
Well, I wasn't fully aware of the legality of it at the time. And the fact that Inspector and Sir Drake were jumpy about the subject at the time made me want to keep it to myself until a more apt opportunity like tonight.
Right, that inspector can hold a grudge. I still catch him looking at Sir Drake out of the corner of his eye, and I see his knife finger just twitching, just waiting to toss something at this poor bloke. Well, he's got to learn to let things go.
Staring. I would have been staring at Aldrich from the moment he started trying to avoid the question.
Aldrich would probably be pointedly trying not to. Very much would notice. You would see a nervousness about him, but making sure to look anywhere but at Evelyn.
I'm just saying. Stood in there and expect us to want to back you because now you can do a thing with some people, yet you don't even trust us to tell us what you're doing.
I never
Sounds
expect you to
familiar.
do anything.
Still staring at Aldrich.
You don't expect us to have your back?
You misunderstand, Alistair. When it comes to the upper echelons like the Cleopatrans, there is no expectation of reliability.
Right. So just theoretically right now. Okay. So like let's just talk about this. Because yeah, I know the Camarilla let you do this, right? So so we killed somebody that did this, right? Because it's a bad thing. And said person's not in the Camarilla, right? So and I can see that you did that. I don't, just to kind of heads up, like I'm not the only person. So
that was part of my hesitation as well, because yes, we did kill that person that committed it, and then shortly after found out that it is technically legal for him to do it.
Okay, so now that we've done that, and now that we have somebody in our coterie that's done that, I don't know, maybe just somebody, just says, oh, that's bad. This person's a bad person. We need to kill them and everybody with them. It just would have been nice to tell us, hey, I'm going to do this thing that could potentially put a target on our back. I mean, thanks.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I didn't even know if I was going to survive the whole thing, so... The fact that I'm standing here now is a miracle in itself.
Most people are only worried about Diablerie because it represents a shift in power.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I'm sorry, Thurston, but I'm not impressed. Come back when you can intimidate someone without the threat of Diablerie hanging over them, and we'll talk.
That's about the response you get, is just a knowing, like, yeah, you've got a point, but not outwardly acknowledging.
Well, we can all acknowledge that the clothes are nice, at least, right? That's something good that came out of this. And I think if you might not be impressed with Thurston compared to everyone else, but if you think of how far he's come, I mean, when I first met him, he was just this sniveling little thing. He couldn't make a decision to save his life, and I frankly couldn't think of a single use for him. Now look at him.
He still can't make a decision. He asked for you to help him.
Well, that was honestly, I feel like I'm a victim in all this. I think Thurston took advantage of me not knowing all the political mumbo jumbo, and
I look at Equaline during this.
At first, I was mad about it, but really, that takes some gumption for him to even try to manipulate me like that. I'm not sure if his heart's in the right place, but he's showing progress. He's showing initiative, and I appreciate someone like that on my side.
Lord Aldrich, you could sell somebody a bridge.
Goodness gracious, you're full of shit.
Oh, among other things, yes.
Thurston,
Yeah.
first of all, yeah, do wits and awareness for me, please. Well, it was quick. Wasn't expecting it that quick. It's the name of my sex tape. You hear a voice crackle through your skull, akin to a radio that's not quite tuned into a frequency right, but you can just about hear a woman's voice saying to you that one of them kills. I'd also like you to do a frenzy check, please.
Okay.
Difficulty is 2.
Sorry, I haven't done a frenzy check in a while. I forgot where the button was.
I know you all get on far too well, so this is fine. Despite Sir Drake dressing you down in front of your peers, and you now looking down upon him, you're able to restrain your anger and frustration at him, and allow him his words at you.
Hearing the voice in my head, and specifically because you described it as being like a radio, I just start rubbing my cheek like my tooth hurts. Like, man, one of my old filling seems to be acting up.
How's done if you
What
want
helps
me to
with
be
that
honest?
is cocaine.
I would hope so. If you want honesty, Thurston, you are at your best when you are unnoticed. I do not understand Cleopatra's need to be the center of attention. It makes no sense for a kindred, even less for a Nosferatu.
I get it.
I suppose. What I am trying to say is don't cling to their idea of the best Thurston. I don't buy it. This, and I gesture up and down to the unbearably gaudy new outfit he's doubtfully wearing. This is not you at all. And your desperation to cling to something that makes you feel useful has ended up with you dressing like a prick.
Frenzy check for me, please. Difficulty 2.
While he's doing that, I'm going to add to this, too. Hey, at least they didn't make you look like Proud Mary.
Does that add to the difficulty?
The Drake does mean it in
No.
a nice way. I do see.
No, because I was just, yeah.
Yes, finally someone failed a frenzy check. As Sir Drake's insult, compliment that you take as an insult, rings through your mind, the beast inside of you screams in anger. I love this crappy description. Okay. You need to attack Sir Drake, either by damaging his willpower or health. This fury frenzy will end after you destroy the subject of your ire. You can make a willpower test at difficulty 3 to ride the wave.
Just trying to think here. No.
However, failing the test will drive you deeper into rage.
Right. So Drake, you misunderstand my intentions. I do this just into my gaudy outfit for myself. I can be unseen, like you say, and shit, I'm trying to figure out how to use
Just call him a cock.
what to. I know. Well, I'm trying to do it eloquently. Thank you. I
Are
just
you?
did come from the Cleopatrans.
You're just a mean face.
May I suggest some flowers?
Yellow
You
ones?
remind me of a male phallus, as opposed to
Yeah.
a female phallus.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a thing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I have a drawer full.
Yeah, you know what? For right now, I'm gonna do a willpower check to ride the wave. Just because I don't want to drag out me just trying to think of an insult.
How appropriate. You
That's
fight like a
fun.
cow.
Yeah.
You're a dairy farmer.
Well, he insulted me about my character. I want to insult him about his character too. I'm sorry. It's just a regular willpower check, right?
Yeah. At least I didn't lose my sister.
I was gonna say I immediately went to the sister, but
That's a fail.
Well, I'm gonna.
You can't.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't. I forgot. Yeah.
Can't reroll willpower. So you
Yeah,
are
I just
further
remembered
into
that.
frenzy. Just punch him, slap him, kick him, bite his ghoulies.
Spit in his
So,
general
Drake-
direction.
Bite his ghoulies and say, I can still smell your sister there.
So, Drake, I am merely trying to work my way up the ladder in my own way. And suffice to say, I seem to be succeeding right now, whereas all you've done so far is get your sister killed.
So she's mulling it over there.
Yeah, what should you roll for that?
I think I
Charisma
fucking would.
and
That deserves a punch in the face. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
I see Sir Drake hitting him no matter what.
Yeah.
even when if he's not frenzy.
That's not going to need a frenzy. I'm going to hit him.
charisma and intimidation. Sir Drake. Charisma and intimidation also. We'll make it a straight contest like that.
Can I argue maybe performance?
Which
Yeah,
we were
okay,
all
I'll give you that. I'll give you performance, yeah.
some sort of
Okay.
a frenzy, but not like we want to fight something. So we would just look like a bunch of fucking monkeys bouncing around inside this thing, like war chants. You know what I mean? When they all get worked up when a fight's about to happen, they're all hopping around
I'm
showing
blo-
their teeth.
I'm blood surging.
What am I rolling? Would I not be rolling composure to not lose my cool if this is a frenzy check or whatever?
This isn't a frenzy check, this is a social conflict roll.
Oh, gotcha.
I was tempted by composure, but I don't think Sir Drake would be composed by that, to be honest.
Or it would challenge it. So
Hmm.
that would
That's
be
why
what
I was
would
thinking
roll.
charisma and intimidation.
Oh, no. Did I get intimidation? Yeah, shit. I don't really care, to be honest. I was going to hit him in that.
Okay, so Sir Drake, you take 2 halved 1 superficial willpower damage as Thurston comes
Oh,
up with
hang
his
on.
witty comeback. Oh, yes.
Sorry, I should have added 5 to that.
Well, that's even better
Hang on.
then.
Oh, I had to freaking get into a,
Yeah.
a
I
social
forgot the
conflict
description
with...
of it. It says
Yeah.
anything to do with mental. Yeah.
Freaking fortitude, man.
Hello, girl.
There we
Oh
go.
God.
Thurston,
That's
you
what he's
take
about to do to you.
5, halved to 3 superficial willpower damage.
Guess who's back down to 1 willpower, baby?
At least it's only superficial.
The
Yeah.
broken nose.
Yeah, broken. More like a broken ego, but
And it's up to Sir Drake.
No, just wait
What'd
for
you
it.
I'd just walk up to him, then by the face, and just slam him into the ground.
Do it.
Strength and brawl, please.
I guess I'm not doing a contested roll.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Just checking.
And you take 3 superficial health damage as your face meets the carriage floor with a loud bang.
I'd have gone, like, grabbed him by the face and then literally just kind of dropped to one knee and still on his face. I'm leaning relatively close to his ear.
I give
so
you
he can
room.
only hear.
I hop up into the seat, into the corner to back up to clear out of the way.
Still be
I'll
staring at
lean.
Aldrich. Every once in a while, just looking over.
You did this. I just sort of whisper into Thurston's ear.
Measure your words before you try anything like that again.
I'd sit back up into my seat and then offer my hand to pull him up.
I'm really, really sorry.
I'm unfortunately still affected by the beast, though, right?
Mm.
Until the seat ends.
Well, with 1 willpower, I don't think I'm riding the wave. Even if I attempt it. God, that fortitude really fucks with everything now.
Everything any of us have really fucks with you. Because I just make you
That's true.
forget.
Yeah.
Gotta be creative.
You could just
When
tell
this
me a
happens-
destination. Yes, Aldrich.
And catching Eveline looking at him a lot, he would finally make eye contact with her right after Thurston gets his face slammed in the ground. Will that make you feel better?
Being truthful with us would make me feel better.
Well, I'm just saying, everyone has different ways to release lingering emotions, right? So, Drake, I'm sure you feel better now, don't you, Drake? Well, I'm just saying, maybe you too, Miss Eveline, can find maybe a healthy outlet for some of this lingering tension.
A healthy outlet. I sing.
Well, I mean, that's not healthy for all parties. You're singing in particular at certain times. You know what? Forget I said anything.
So Drake
Oh,
will
what-
just sit back at that point and go,
Where are we going next? Perhaps Miss Eveline or Alistair, you have any suggestions? Since you missed a bit of fun last time. Anything on the agenda for either of you?
I just reading the room right now, and I kind of look over at Eveline like skittishly. Let's go play with ghosts.
Insane but smart man.
And at this point, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 20, 30 minutes, and hopefully Thurston will have calmed down a bit and doesn't need to be slammed around the carriage anymore. While Eveline is powdering her nose.
How many ghosts have you all seen?
We ran into that one at the museum, right?
Yes.
We had the one here.
And the one
Yes,
here.
About 2, I believe.
I don't like ghosts, so I really hope Eveline knows what she's doing. She seems confident, so I'm
Not all bad.
gonna trust her. What do you mean?
They're not all bad. Some are friendly.
I've yet to see one friendly one. Why are they here if they're not here to fuck with us? They're friendly, they should be on about the business. I just don't like anything to do with them.
Usually, well, I don't know. I'm making an assumption here based on my own experiences, but usually if their ghosts are around, they're attached to something in the location.
Would you be able to find something like that?
No, I
No,
wish. But I'm just saying, if we could find out why it's mad, we might be able to help it.
It's probably a better idea than trying to beat it into submission, yeah.
I walk out in a turban and what I would consider exotic robes that were probably bought in some cheap store in the city.
Eveline walks onto the stage in a flannel bathrobe.
Good lord.
And then go.
Is this the mystical garb? I'm.
Oh yeah, that is what they wear. You must be the real deal then. Alright. Looking good then.
Prepare my body to be a conduit for the spirits that are here.
So Drake, you've traveled. This shouldn't be too shocking to you. I'm sure you've seen plenty of people dressed like this when you in your travels.
No. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Maybe.
Why dress up?
To prepare myself so I can fully absorb the psychic energies.
Yeah, but I don't need to dress like that to talk to my ghost.
Well, then to the ghost then.
No, because it's my ghost. This isn't my ghost.
Oh, wait, what do you mean, your ghost?
I have a ghost where I live.
Do we need to do this at your place too then?
Why? No, like, you want to figure out what's wrong with this ghost here? Mine's fine.
Oh, so you regularly converse with a ghost and you're even. What does your ghost want?
But
You say ghosts want something. What does yours want?
long story. We'll have to talk about that later.
Oh, every so often you mention these things that I feel like all of them are long stories and we never have had the time. I really do want to sit you down one day and just get at least one of them out of you because I'm quite curious.
Yeah, but now's not the time. We have to do a
Oh,
seance.
you're right. You're right. She's got the turban on. Let's go.
Meanwhile, I'm setting up round table, 5 chairs, black tablecloth that goes all the way to the floor and kind of brushes the floor. On the table, I put a crystal ball, whole bunch of candles, and a Ouija board. A talking board. I sit down. Okay, come on, we all have to come sit down.
Is that a Waddington's brand of Ouija board? The same people that do Clue and Monopoly that also factually produce Ouija boards?
Yes.
And is that a healing crystal specifically to keep COVID away? Sorry.
The plague away. The plague.
I shouldn't make fun of those who are mentally insane. I mean people who believe in crystal healing. Sorry.
So I'm trying to gesture everyone to come sit down at the table. I roll up the copious sleeves of the robes I'm wearing.
Sir Drake will spy the Ouija board the moment you take that out. I think 2 dots in occult is enough for him to widen his eyes a little bit when he sees it and goes,
Oh, yeah.
That's not always a good idea.
How else are we going to converse with it? Sit down.
Pretty sure it just talked to us last time.
She's got a point. Aldrich's gonna make sure to sit next to Thurston. So if anything goes wild, he's got a shield.
Fine. If anyone dies first, then be sure it's you or Thurston.
just sits down in the circle.
Alistair, are you joining your coterie in this endeavour?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, now join hands. I've got all the candles lit. Hold up my hands to whoever's next to me.
Did Sojak say he sat next to me as well?
I imagine I'm sitting between you and Lady Evelyn.
Okay. So I've got Aldrich on one side and Drake on the other. Just kind of look, for the first time, like touching someone else, just kind of a little bit of distaste. And reach out and grab Sir Drake's hand and then Aldrich's.
Once everyone's holding hands, I'm closing my eyes and going, If there are any spirits here, connect with us now. As I say that, I use my knee to knock the table.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, carry on. Let's see where this goes.
A sideways glance at Evelyn, and then just close my eyes again, like, fine, I'm going on.
Yes, I feel the spirit here. They are present with us. Spirit, knock once for yes or twice for no. Do you want to speak with us? And again, I knock my knee twice on the table.
To speak, what a surprise.
They want to speak with us. We must use the speaking board, the talking board, so that they can communicate. Everyone, put your hands on the planchet. And I put my hand on the thingy.
Why do we need this board?
So it can communicate with us.
Well, it already said it wants to communicate with us. You just don't piss it off now. And, yeah, Aldrich will nervously put his hand on the thing.
I don't put my hand on it.
Slams his hand into the middle.
We didn't need to do this last time.
Well, it's not talking with us yet, is it?
Well. It might not want to talk. It might just start slapping you around.
It's already talking to us. It knocked on the table. Didn't you hear it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Put your hand on the damn planchet.
Right, put it on the fucking thing, right? We don't want to mess with these things.
Okay.
And Evelyn obviously knows what she's doing. We've got a response. Let's keep it going. Stop questioning this. Just want to get this done with and be out.
Put a very moist hand on everyone else's touching the thing.
For once, Evelyn doesn't cringe when his moist hand hits hers.
I still don't put my hand on it.
Alistair, if I have to fucking do this, so do you. Hand.
No.
Just reaches. Let's go of Thurston just for a second. Without the trench knife.
I can cut it off and put it on there, or you can do it yourself.
I mean, is that really necessary?
Don't make it necessary.
No, you cutting my hand off. Is that really necessary?
Alistair, please.
Sir Drake, I
No.
like your intention,
This
but actually,
Second most spiritually inclined here. We need you.
This is stupid. I put my hand on it.
Well, he didn't mean that.
The ghost isn't stupid. This process is stupid. Ghost, we want to talk to you. We don't need this.
Spirit, are you here? And I move the planchet over to yes.
Surprise.
Does it feel like it's being pulled? Because I've used one of these before, and I know that you can feel when it's being pulled from one side and not a force moving the whole thing.
Evelyn, dexterity, stealth.
Damn, Thurston would actually be good at faking a seance.
Wait, was that for me or Alistair?
Evelyn,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What was that?
dexterity and stealth, please.
Oh, God.
You'll have specialty seance.
I do not have... Wait, do I? No, I do not have specialty seance. I should have done that, though.
Sticking with
Bigger
it.
performance.
I mean, it's not going to get rid of the beast. If one success will do me anything, I mean, it's...
No.
Did anybody give her a reroll? No.
No, but that's their side offer if you wanted to re-roll it.
Yeah, I don't think a reroll would help. It's a waste of a willpower point. Going wrong
Evelyn.
very early.
Oh, there you go, Evelyn. Thank you, RJ.
Yeah, you got to reroll.
I mean, they can't. Okay.
Oh.
I say reroll and they use it.
Evelyn
You should probably
skillfully.
That, by the way.
Evelyn skillfully moves the wedge of wood across the board. Is unable to be detected by the others there. So used to the movement of wood under her fingertip that she is.
Yeah, Aldrich's eyes would just go wide.
You should see what she can do with wood.
Oh, spirit, tell us your name. And I kind of just do the circling thing, hoping other people will end up pushing it to a letter.
Would you like to ask it a specific question or anything? Why am I getting in on this act?
I'm asking its name. I'm asking its name.
Okay. What name are you spelling out?
I am kind of just hoping it'll go towards letters and just stopping when it's near one.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be intelligible.
All right.
I move it to a weird letter for a name to start with.
Why?
Like an... yeah. Just because I kind of know... I'm in with Alistair with this whole thing of, like, this is kind of
If you're moving out on
unnecessary.
purpose, dexterity and stealth, please. This is just so you can get a successful roll tonight, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Letter is moved to a Y. Who's next?
Don't think I've ever heard of a name begin with Y before. How strange. Must be a foreign ghost.
And as the words leave Thurston's mouth, you hear, slightly far off, as if coming from the hallway outside, a small sound of footsteps.
There we go. Are you going to hurry up so we don't have to keep this charade up?
I can sense it getting closer.
That's good enough for me. At the back of what's left of the stairs, they start to be thrown around, like the parting of the Red Seas. Seats fly off to the left, fly off to the right, starting slowly, as if with some force, building up speed, until they stop right in front of the stage.
Leave this place.
See, it worked.
The crystal ball smashes in front of Eveline.
It was expensive. Oh, spirit, tell us your name. My hands are still on the planchette, by the way.
The chair you're sitting upon breaks. You fall to the ground in a rather humiliating fashion.
Try and catch up. I'm sitting next to her.
Dexterity athletics, please.
When he wants to play ball, we can go.
Getting a disapproving look from Riker. Sir Drake, with his cat-like reflexes, is able to extend his arm and swiftly catch Eveline before she humiliates herself, falling on her backside on what's left of the stage.
Gracious, thank you, good sir.
As silly as I feel this is, I feel that that was quite uncalled for.
In front of Thurston, a skeletal apparition appears, briefly forms itself into a solid object, and swipes its sharpened claws across his chest.
Yeah, of course it does.
You can dodge.
I'm dodging, yeah. Oh, I got scared there. I was like, I thought I rolled the beast because I hit enter and it didn't roll yet.
So that is 2 plus 2, half 2, 2. You take 2 superficial damage as the frightening torn claws swipe across your chest, cutting deep into your flesh and ruining your new clothes. The skeletal apparition disappears before you.
I pull out a bottle of water that is marked holy water, but it's probably not. And I just start swinging it around.
Aldrich is gonna just start just cursing under his breath, closing his eyes, and start shifting parts of his mass to make himself less strong but faster, as he knows he's punching a ghost, but he wants to be able to get out of the way if one tries to swipe at him.
Okay. That's flesh crafting, correct?
Yeah, this is a 2. So rouse, and I believe it's a resolve in my resolve and protein.
I'll have to remember to review your sheet so you can just plop in. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna shift some dots around.
The ghost appears once more before the group. You see it wearing extremely destroyed, smart clothes. Eveline, Sir Drake certainly would recognize him as a former usher. No one wants to react? Okay.
I was trying not to cut
about
anyone off.
sorry. Yeah. Same. No, okay, I'll react.
Job.
Are you asking me or are you asking it?
It.
I know you were, it was just me.
You just notice it moving its head to and fro, looking at each of you. There's a certain blankness behind the eyes. You're unsure if it can't hear you or can't understand you. It then rushes towards you with its sharpened claws out, poised to strike.
Sir, do your job. You are supposed to be seating people in those seats, not destroying them.
And makes a beeline for Eveline.
I scream.
Okay. Sound of the drum? March of the drum, pounding of the drum, double bass drum, blast beats. That would have been a fucking great name for a fucking power for you. Why didn't I ever give you blast beats? That would have been amazing.
Would have been great. You're the one that named them.
Missed
Well, you can't
opportunity.
just...
Yeah. Okay, do
You
a
want a
rouse
rouse
check.
check?
And do Death of the Drum for me, please. Murderous Spirit is not going to react. It's just going to come straight for you, trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
So that is 2 points of damage. As your scream resonates through the auditorium, you notice pieces of plaster start to drop from the ceiling slightly underneath the vibrations. The murderous spirit is knocked back and fades away out of your existence. Unfortunately for you, your reaction was too fast and sloppy. You ended up channeling far more blood around your system than you meant to. You will increase your hunger by 1. Where is everyone else?
I'm still at the table, just kind of like looking around, like this is just way too much. Just Shiver disappeared. Oh, your smoke makes you disappear.
Yeah,
Maybe
Aldrich
I'm
could be on
the
his feet at this point. His chair in his hands now is like almost like a lion tamer in case something comes at him. Just looking around. Someone fucking do something. What do they want? What do you want? We're trying to fix this place and help you.
This place.
The apparition
What if
appears directly behind
we
you.
made this
Aldrich.
place better under your oh fuck, and yeah, he's just gonna go to dodge whatever's coming at him.
Okay. Dexterity and athletics versus his strength and brawl.
No hunger. Let's rouse. Damn it. Never lasts.
You cursed it.
All of that.
I'm going to give that to you, in fact, because you're more built for moving, if that makes sense to you. You have specifically spent the dot to be more athletic, so it would make sense, I think, if you were able to dodge, just barely getting out of the way of the clawed fist that makes impact with air where you once stood.
I lose in my chair.
The murderous spectre is still solid, if someone else wishes to do something.
Yeah. Drake will draw his sword as Giorno's theme starts to play somewhere in the background. And I'm going to take a swipe at the ghost.
Strength and melee, please. And as the ghost has already attacked before it disappeared, disapparated, all it can do is dodge.
I'm going to... how many can I... I'd have to get them all, wouldn't I? No, that's fine. I'll leave it for now.
So Drake skillfully takes out his katana, swiping at the ghost, who is slightly too fast for him and is able to move out of the way. You notice, upon its face, though, it seems to bear its own burden. Though you have not physically damaged it, you seem to have humiliated it in some other way that you cannot understand. Ghost is still solid. Who is next?
Yeah, I'll, aghast by the damage caused to my new suit that I just got tonight, I'm going to pull my sword and angrily swipe at the ghost.
Strength and melee, please.
I'm going to rouse the blood. And melee strength. +3 because I have a specialty in swords.
Nice.
And my swords are +2.
Thurston unsheathes his sword, swinging his mighty weapon at the solid apparition before him, able to make contact with it as it was distracted, already trying to dodge the katana coming its way. Thurston can feel his blade impacting upon strange body, even though it seems to swipe through thin air. The ghost lets out a yell of pain as it clutches at its side. Next.
After that, I just kind of still clutch to my chest a little bit because Thurston's hurt.
Next. Eveline, Alistair, Aldrich.
Is there anything that's not a ghost in here?
Yes, you. And the coterie.
Cool. I cast the invitation on myself.
I mean, you can cast Dementation on the ghost. That'll work.
I know it's not going to work.
It
I
will.
did it once already.
It works.
Will it?
Yeah.
I'll cast Dementation on the ghost.
Okay.
Very suspect of this.
When it's solid, you can do things to it. When it's not solid, it's immune. Let's do a rouse check. Jesus. Well, that was unexpected. Okay.
I had good rolls of those tonight.
The ghost, hearing Alistair's words, stops itself, hangs its head, and just remains stationary and solid. Who's next? You have incapacitated the ghost, by the way.
Yeah, I figured that out. Okay.
It is solid. I just watched Alistair speak to it and clearly have some sort of effect. Aldrich would try to look at it as well. Use Forgetful Mind.
Okay.
Hungrier. I'll rouse this. Wow, okay.
You're getting hungry.
Yep. 3 hunger. Well, we'll see if it works first.
Yeah, show me Forgetful Mind. Can't remember if it's Resolve and Composure or something else.
Intelligence Resolve.
With a -2.
Nice. Nice teamwork, guys.
Yep.
I'm going to willpower too, just to do as much as I can with this. There we go.
Ghost lives. Lives?
And look at this thing and say, you're very angry that we came in here until you realize that what we want and what you want is the same thing. And we came to a peaceful resolution, allowing you to leave this place the fuck alone. You remember, whatever that agreement was, being quite favorable for you.
The Spectre doesn't flinch or react, but you watch as it slowly fades away and leaves your vision, leaving you all alone once more on the stage.
See, it worked.
Well, do your thing. Make sure it's actually gone.
We have to all join hands again.
Right, everyone, quickly.
Fine.
I sense no presence here.
Relief. Well, I've never done that to a spirit before, so I don't know if it'll stick, but we might. I mean, Alistair, you gave me the idea. You were saying there usually a reason or something, so hopefully it thinks that reason's taken care of.
Maybe. I'm still skeptical of this whole situation.
Oh, what's on your mind?
Don't really feel like you need all this pageantry. Just don't feel like you need all this pageantry to do this.
Well, I didn't see you doing it.
Yeah, I don't... Were you guys here last time? We didn't do all this to get it to be pissed off at us.
No, we kind of just were here.
Yeah, we didn't need all this to summon him. All we had to do was let him know we were here. I point at something random. Sir Drake, you could have broke that, and he probably would have appeared.
Peacock.
I hear you,
He didn't appear until we summoned him.
Well, he seemed less angry to me, probably because we went through the proper channels.
Oh, I don't see where he seemed less angry. The exact same thing happened before. He appeared, said leave this place, and sent those crazy things after us. We left before we had time to discuss with it or if anything else happened.
Well, it was the way he said leave this place or else, though. It was just a different tone, I swear. Something about it seemed different. Softer, maybe.
Yeah,
Desperate.
no. It was the same.
Thurston's just examining the damage to his
was a
suit. He's
difference.
just like,
There
yes,
was a difference.
I was angry.
I wasn't screaming, grabbing on the door, yanking at it the whole time.
Are you all still in a circle, holding hands, singing Kumbaya to each other?
Probably no longer holding hands, but
As
Aldrich would still be there.
As you begin to look around the stage and the area, you realize it's suddenly repaired itself and seems to be filled with a crowd, clapping. You can't hear a single thing. The audience each get up, slowly leaving, and only a few people remain. You look up at the second floor and see an usher right by the balcony. Moments later, he is falling down and makes a great impact on the floor. The only thing you hear is the sound of the body spattering on the hard concrete floor beneath. The theatre fades away
On the job.
and becomes ruined once more.
Ignoring that part of what just happened, I take a deep bow to where the audience was.
Man falls to his death, and Evelyn bows.
Ta-da!
Well, maybe whatever was bound here is now unbound. It's good, I suppose.
Good, this is great. I mean, I just had that glimpse there. This place has a lot of potential. Evelyn, thanks to you, we can finally realize it once again. You could bow up here for real, with real people out there, not poor blokes breaking their necks.
Well, when I say good, I didn't mean good for your pockets, but fine.
What other good is there?
That poor wretch isn't going to go around trying to attack people anymore. Would you want to be
Alright,
stuck
no.
here?
No, I'll have people work on this. Alright, Evelyn, I'll get the paperwork sorted out. I already talked to the Venture about acquiring this place, and they seem fine with it, but I'll finalize it, and assuming everything goes through, congratulations. You've got yourself a theater.
Quite lovely. Thank you very much.
Well, it's the least I can do. I think a step in the right direction for a future more amicable for everyone. Alistair, you want us to go to your place next?
I don't need a seance.
Oh, I thought you said it was haunted.
Yeah, I'm friends with my ghost. I mean, look, Thurston will come over and have tea, so I've got to have somebody to talk to.
It's okay, Aldrich. I still think we make a good team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to come over and have tea? I can't fit all of us in there. It's rather small.
I mean,
I've never been there. I'm a bit curious, to be honest. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, I was going to keep you up on your offer, Alistair. Just knowing now that you have a spirit, I don't want to intrude on both of yours territory.
You're scared. I understand.
It would be lovely to visit, but I won't have tea.
Well, that we can just hang out at the demon house.
Maybe wherever I
up to
go
you,
to get my
Alistair.
suit fixed, I'll find a nice tea set to use when you come over.
I mean, we're on a roll. If you want to do it now, we can.
No, if we got free time, I want to go see that sheriff. That's exciting.
Sheriff.
Yeah, isn't there a Malkavian sheriff?
I did hear something about that at the ball. Yeah, we've been taking care of personal things. I think it could be interesting to check back in with our kindred benefactors.
Are you heading out of the theatre?
Yes.
As you begin to head out, just as soon as you set one foot over the threshold of the exit, you hear,
You cannot dispose of me so easily. I remain.
All right, well, I give up on that particular venture then. That's enough for me.
I want to pop back into the spot where the usher fell.
mm-hmm.
And is there anything of significance
As you look down,
there?
you will see that the area is heavily darkened. I think given your experience, you would know that it's a puddle of rotten blood.
This would be... I'm afraid to say I think this is what counts for its remains.
So we need a mop?
Can anyone suggest a way to get rid?
I mean, the only thing I've heard about spirits and remains is, aren't you supposed to burn the remains?
You want to play with fire in here?
I mean, no, but that's the only thing I can think of.
So we mop them up and burn them up. Thurston, go look for a mop.
I'm not going to just go look for a mop. I don't want to leave the rest of you and run into another usher with knives for hands.
I'll go with you.
Thurston? Yeah, be a good boy and go get him up now.
Wait, now hold on. You're perfectly capable of dealing with one of these themselves, too. Don't talk to him like that. I understand you don't like the fact that he looks like a prissy boy anymore, but we're supposed to be a team. You're not his boss. If you think we need a mop, go get one yourself.
An odd look of, like, just weird appreciation after, like, you were the one that started, like, stop keeping secrets, Thurston, in the carriage earlier. I just... Thank you, Alistair.
Well, yeah, but if I'm going to tell you to do something, we all need to hold our part, too. I'll hold your hand, Sir Drake. We can go together.
Touch my hand, I'll
You guys
cut
have
it
a
off.
firm
I'm
grip.
gonna go look for the mop.
What does he have against my hand? He wants to keep cutting it off.
Everyone has their fetish.
I'm not fucking mopping, that's for sure. it's seeing that they were. I assuming we all saw this. They gathered around the blood stain. Well, spirits I don't like, but I understand this blood. It's gonna bend down and touch it. It's gonna see if there's still anything left of it for him to maybe be able to manipulate.
It is extremely dried, old. It's more like a stain than actual anything left, which is how many of my exes describe me.
Yeah, with that, then he'll just back up from it then. Evelyn, maybe do something, I mean, from what I saw, there was a performance, this person fell and died in a pretty shitty way. Guess if we... Cleaning it up, that's a good first step. Maybe you could say a few words? Maybe you could sing something to honor... I mean, ushers are important, right? I don't know shit about that, but maybe you seem to know more about that.
Are ushers important? I mean, they do get you to your seat.
For a theater, obviously.
Alistair, darling, would you mind joining me up on the upper floor to see if maybe he left something behind before he jumped?
Sure.
Meanwhile, Eileen starts singing a funeral dirge.
Actually, yeah, I might be able to find out. If we find anything up there, I might be able to find out some stuff too. I can do the thing now.
Exactly why I asked you to join me.
You remembered.
Thurston and Alistair split off from the group and can still hear Evelyn's enchanting voice from downstairs. Eventually they find their way up to the second floor, to the place where they saw the usher pushed over the balcony.
Can I examine the area of the floor around the banister, see if anything fell before or as he was pushed over?
Intelligence and investigation, please.
I'll assist, specifically looking to see if there was a struggle, right? If he did it himself, obviously there wouldn't be anything damaged, but if there was a struggle, maybe he was pushing against a seat or something like that up there.
Intelligence and investigation with a +1.
Okay.
Or you can do wits and awareness with a +1.
Okay. I thought because I was being specific, you weren't going to let me do wits and awareness. But if you allow it, then I'm going to take it.
Around, we're not looking for anything specific. So.
Right.
Oh shit.
I can't re-roll anything. I've only got 1 willpower left.
Okay.
Yeah, they broke this thing right here.
Thurston rummages around with Alistair's assistance. Eventually, he is able to find a silver engagement ring, clearly for a man. Just as he holds it up to proclaim his finding, in his excitement, the floor gives way and he falls backwards, down. You take 3 superficial damage as your body impacts on the first floor.
Just to let everybody know, that superficial goes to aggravated, and that's 3 aggravated damage.
You got it. I look down. Are you okay?
No.
What'd you find?
Wait, where did he land?
Probably right on the blood splat.
Okay, so right in front of us.
Right, because you said the first floor, so I didn't say anything, but if he's going to fall and land in front of me, can I not try and catch him? I'm standing right there.
Yeah, go on. This is going to be very high difficulty, though, because it is his messy critical you're trying to overrule.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Just
would Aldrich be able to assist, assuming the three of us are standing around and he's noisily coming down? Yeah, I think Aldrich will try to help.
Would Aldrich assist?
Yeah, if Thurston's falling and gonna be a stain on the floor in front of him.
Okay. Dexterity and athletics with a +1 then, please.
Thurston's already a stain.
Oh.
I was going for the Nosferatu look, not really his personality.
And he's proud of him. He's had a good night. Kind of.
Is it not a strength if I'm trying to catch him? I'm not moving.
Strictly speaking, it should be dexterity and athletics, I think. Because it's not
me to
really
do it and you assist me?
Mine's 6 dice.
Yep, same for me.
Doesn't matter. Okay. 2. Yeah,
Isn't it typical? You can re-roll 3.
I might actually do that. I haven't spent any willpower yet, so yeah.
Sir Drake and Aldrich attempt to scramble as quick as they can to catch the falling Nosferatu. Unfortunately for them, they're unable to move in time and judge the appropriate area to be, and Thurston falls with an ungraceful splat onto the floor in front of them.
Just roaring from the impact, almost seeing double. I just look up at the two of them. Alistair, I don't know which of the four of you to hand this to, but here's what I found. And I hold out the silver ring.
Take the ring. Yeah, I'll take the ring.
Engagement band, maybe.
Can I see it, please?
No.
Hand it to Alistair.
I will cast Spirit's Touch on this ring.
Show me the details for Spirit's Touch, please.
And I may be blood surging for this.
Okay, so what information do you want from this?
Basically, just specifically for this, if it's the guy's ring, try to figure out his emotional state. So trying to find out if he did it himself or if he was in distress, like he was fighting back, pushed over.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
I'm going to blood surge.
Okay, gain a hunger. And you'll gain a hunger after you've done the roll.
Yeah. Five. My hunger now.
You hold the ring, and the blood courses through your veins. Memories come flooding back to you. You focus them on the night in question. You get the feeling that this was the man's ring, his own engagement ring. He was due to be wed 3 days before he perished. He was pushed off. A feeling of confusion and hatred filled him. You are able to ascertain that this was not of his own doing.
That's sad. I hand it back to Sir Drake. He was going to be married in 3 days. Also, he was murdered.
It might have been a mercy then.
Well, the thing is, I can tell how people feel during that too, and confusion and hatred.
Who
Do you
did
think
it?
it's a coincidence it was so close to his potential wed? You think
I don't know the who. I'm sorry.
is there any engraving or
was not.
anything on the ring?
Yeah.
It is, but
look at that.
I mean, I think, given all of your experience, you'd be able to recognize a cheap silver plate ring. There's no engraving upon it, but you'll be able to ascertain just from that this person wasn't particularly well off. I mean, silver plate.
I look kind of up a bit. Tilt my head away from the rest of the current.
Who did this to you?
You get no response.
Maybe that's for us to find out.
Records.
My
of some
money's on the
kind.
wife. Or maybe she had someone else with fancy for her, took care of him before he married her. Or maybe I'm just really arcing on this marriage thing. It's the reason for dying. I don't know.
Can we find out who she is?
I mean, these are sort of a dime a dozen. No offense, but let me hold the track who's supposed to. I don't know. I mean, maybe I can ask around, maybe get records of the place. They know who was hired here. I mean, if a man died here, probably some record of that, right? Police report. Maybe we'll give this to the inspector.
We can find out his identity. Find out the identity of the woman he was engaged to.
Surely she's heartbroken.
Well, that's a maybe. As you may know who did this. Perhaps a resolution can help it move on.
Can we ask? Wait. Can we? Hey, Ghost. Who killed you?
The talking board's still up on the stage.
This place.
Okay, we'll leave and we'll go kill the person that killed you.
I nominate Sir Drake.
Well, yeah. I motion for the ring. Do you still have that, Sir Drake?
And yeah, I hand it back to you.
I hold the ring up. Is this yours?
No response.
I look at Miss Harts. You're the professional. What would you do with a ring of somebody that was lost? Do we lay it in the blood?
We should put it in the center of a circle and join hands.
I'm looking
Aldrich
for...
immediately grabs a couple hands.
So that's gonna wandering off and looking for a an employee logbook of some kind. Like a sign-in sheet, a list of names.
You'll be able to find the remnants of the book, but it is mostly rotten. And I would also like to point out saying joining hands is a very risky idea to say in front of Zamitsi.
Not that kind of joining hands.
Conversationally pointing at Alistair, because that's who he's talking at. Aldrich, last week when we talked to that Giovanni fellow, the one with the robot, or the mechanical man, aren't they experts in death and whatnot?
You pointing at me?
Yeah, because I'm still reeling from the fall.
Oh, I got you. I have no idea. I wasn't with you.
Oh, Alistair, right. Turn to the next person. Right, Aldrich?
Right.
If they're able to bring a soul or control the kindred soul or whatever, surely they have some means of speaking to this thing in a different way we can.
I mean, this thing just seems angry and confused. I don't know how much help it's really going to be. Might be on us to do a bit of the legwork before we start calling in favors.
Alistair, that girl that's fond of you, the one that's identified the demon house, is her expertise
Serena?
only? Yes. Is her expertise only with demons, or?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't think we're dating anymore.
You should send some roses.
Yes, try roses.
I don't think she's fond of flowers.
Woman isn't fond of flowers.
I mean, she's probably missing her heart along with half of her body. I'm not sure she's fond of roses.
Oh,
have a
trust me.
Or that can shape the roses in the shape of a heart.
Alistair, trust me. Even a girl without her heart loves flowers. I know from experience.
Wait, why are we talking about my love life? Aren't we? I have this ring. I don't know what to do with it.
Right, I'm saying that maybe she might be able to do something with it. I don't know. This is all over my head. Clearly, as I say, while I'm still laying on the floor.
For all we know, removing this ring might do the job, so we have to leave anyway.
We'll remove the ring. See, we can find out at a later date. Maybe if we fix this place up, I put a little picture of the guy up. Be like in loving memory of Usher.
Here.
Do what?
I have a wedding here. I can sing at it.
What?
I have a wedding in the theater.
With the ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh, so we go find his wife, kill her, and then have a wedding for the two ghosts here.
Not exactly what I was thinking.
Oh. I mean, I was on board, but alright, yeah, we could do something else.
Wow, you're really turning into Sir Drake there. You're just ready to kill things, huh?
I really want this fucking theater, and it's been a pain in the ass.
It is. Hey, can I have this ring?
Get no response.
I don't think it's his ring. Or I don't know. I want to say it. Maybe it wasn't sentimental value, but he was getting married in 3 days.
Well, it's gotta be. Alright, let's get out. Let's get the ring. File this away for an inspector problem, I say.
The coterie head out of the theatre in single file. Thurston brings up the rear.
I would have changed before I left.
Eveline, now a beautiful butterfly, flutters out of the theatre. Thurston, as you are leaving, you hear a voice whisper in your ear. Thurston, surely you know better than to go playing in haunted theatres? You recognize the voice of Clara.
I just, not like in an alarmed way, but I kind of just look around to see if she's there and it's not just the voice in my head.
You'll see her.
Okay. I mean, yes, of course, it's a matter that my coterie wanted to take care of, and they obliged me with my duties, so I sought to oblige theirs.
You realize, of course, that none of you are skilled in the arts of necromancy.
Oh, I am very aware.
And I assume, of course...
I wouldn't say that.
Please, pray tell. What can you do with the
I could-
necromantic arts?
I mean, I was able to tell whose ring this was.
Although an impressive
dabble.
feat, that is not necromancy.
I mean, it's a dead guy's thing.
Yes, and you were reading off the object, not of the spirit.
Will you help us? I sound real defeated.
Necromancy is not my particular speciality, but why have you not gone to the Giovanni or even the Samdi?
Oh, well, that's good. She wasn't here the whole time.
Thing.
I say that to Thurston.
You aren't
did
aware.
Somewhat.
The Samdi have relative dealings with the undead. The Giovanni make it their thing, apart from marrying off their sisters to each other.
Sounds weird.
Did mention the Giovanni, but the only Giovanni that I think we personally know is Dr.
I mean, surely it occurred to you at some point, when you're dealing with death, to go to the clan of death.
Right, we didn't need to, though, because Miss Eveline has all the accoutrements we need.
And how successful was that?
Look to Miss Eveline. Oh.
We contacted the spirit.
Yeah,
And
he
it
talked to
is-
us the same way as he did the last time we came in without it.
And the
Right,
spirit
I mean,
is
I
still
was-
roaming free.
I was going to go to the Samdi, and then Miss Eveline said she could take care of it, so we trusted her to do so. And we've got results.
We could do a seance.
You want to do a little bit more than just talking to the ghost, though. If you wish to exorcise the place, you need the proper equipment, the proper experience. No offense, Miss Eveline. You are aware, of course, that within necromancy you are able to bind spirits, exorcise spirits, have them possess new bodies, manipulate spirits in any way, shape, or form you see fit.
I just want it out of my theater.
And you would need to do more than
Let's just
communicate
say-
with it.
To say
Oh,
most
well,
of the necromancers we've met, I'd rather not be giving them free supply to spirits.
Right, that's what I'm agreeing with. Alright, Claire. Well, let's say there's something strange in your neighborhood. Who would you call?
Well, normally, the Camarilla would be at a bit of a loose end. Necromancy is not exactly well practiced within the Camarilla. Fortunately for you, however, the Clan of Death and the Samdi are both in the city and are not members of the Camarilla.
Oh, my vote's Samdi. I liked what we did with them.
I could take the ring to Serena.
Oh, everyone in agreement with that, then?
We could hedge our bets. I want to pay the Samdi a visit. And I shall, see what the good doctor can offer us.
Right, yeah, might as well talk to both. Right, you've got a connection with the doctor then, Sir Drake.
Let's just say he and I have come to somewhat of an understanding. Doesn't invalidate anything we've planned.
Alright.
But I believe he will be viable to a certain degree.
Alright, so let's reach out to both then. Some of us can go to the Somni, some of us go to the doctor.
The one thing you must remember about the Samdi is that they do look like something weird. And they don't
Clara?
look good.
Yeah, but so does he. And I point to Thurston.
But the
Thurston
Samdi
looks
don't look
extra
good.
weird. No, Thurston doesn't look good right now either. He's got 2 superficial health left, and that's it.
Oh, you got fucking limbs all bent and bones poking out.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, Clara, can you nurse him back to health?
What would be the need?
He needs somebody to love him.
Do you need somebody to love?
Love is all you need.
Ah. Can you feel it? Love is all around me.
It is in the air tonight.
We're in a theater. I just imagine like on those TV shows where the lights come on, it gets dim. Spotlights on Clara and Thurston.
Cool episode.
Randomly singing backup.
The ghost comes out and is singing backup vocals.
Well, I'm gonna fuck off back to my sweet home, Chicago.
You know, we did the seance and all that jazz.
No, that's Blues, Sweet Home Chicago. I trust I shall leave you in the necromancer's capable hands. Thurston, rest. Focus your vitae onto healing yourself.
That sounds nice.
I shall leave you for now. Be careful, though, for dawn approaches. If you have any business to attend to that is urgent, I would do it now, before it is too early. He turns and leaves.
Alright, who wants to go where? So Drake has to go to Giovanni. Alistair has to go to the Samdi. I guess the rest of us can go wherever.
I'm gonna go home.
I'll stop by the florist and go with Alistair.
Alright, I'll keep Sir Drake company. I know he gets lonely.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the flowers, I think as long as we're not doing it tonight, I might join Alistair and Eveline as well.
We're not.
What
doing
is
it
it,
tonight.
speaking of flowers?
I just want to see how it goes.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Alistair
I mean,
had a bit
honestly.
of my Alistair had a bit of my back tonight, so I want to have his.
Also, it sounds like Clara's still really mad at you for the ball. Sorry, by the way.
It's alright. Just like everything else I do, it's something quite literally blowing up in my face.
Alistair,
I mean,
Eveline. Sorry, carry on.
you didn't know that the inspector and I both have that particular thing where bonds really, really affect us.
No, I did not. And while it was a coincidental
You almost
thing
said
I was trying,
experiment.
exactly. I was doing it to help you. I just wanted to see what would come of it.
Well, you sure pissed her off.
Eh,
You should send her
not
some
that
flowers.
hard.
I think that's why he's going with us.
I know the best florist in town.
Do you know a good seamstress as well?
I bet my florist does.
Yeah, they're on the outskirts of town.
Oh, boo.
Alistair, Eveline, Thurston. Heading to Florist and then Sandy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to you. Aldrich and Sir Drake heading to Dr. Fountaindyke? Okay. We shall start with you. Sir Drake and Aldrich take a carriage ride just outside of the city. They knock on the door to Dr. Fountaindyke's laboratory and are guided in by the extremely, strangely attractive yet hunchbacked assistant. They are taken inside of a lab where Dr. Fountaindyke is once more working, busying himself away. The mechanical man is moving various objects in the background. Visitors? This time?
Yes, good evening, Doctor. Do you have my commission ready yet?
No, but I have been giving it a great deal of thought. And I think what I need from you would be an adventurer, a hiker or climber of sorts. And I might be able to construct something suitable for you.
A mortal adventure.
Yes, yes. You'll find their souls are far more potent than our own.
I'll give it some thought. In the meantime, we have a haunting, and we're told your specialty, dealing with spirits, could be of use to us.
How thrilling! Back to the basics. It has been a while. What kind of spirit dwells within? What do you want me to do with this spirit? I may be of some assist.
Just need to make sure he moves on to wherever they're supposed to go, instead of haunting abandoned theaters.
I may have some luck. I may be able to bind the spirit to an object, and then all you need to do is remove the object. I would, however, need something of particularly great import to the victim itself.
Alice has got it, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
We have a ring. An engagement ring, I believe. One of our coterie as it is not here, we can return, but will that suffice?
I believe that would. I would need to do a relatively easy ritual upon it to check that it is important. A fetter, it is called. But that sounds suitable.
has decided return the first available opportunity with the ring.
Of course. And now I feel I must warn you, the art of necromancy is not a guarantee. My skills are slightly above average with necromancy. I deal mostly, of course, as you can see, with souls, but I believe I can at least try to be of some assist for you on this great task.
Well, I won't lie to you and say we have bountiful choice here, but you know more than us when it comes to this sort of thing, and, well, if you do anything I don't like, I can just kill you, so...
I believe that is humor. That is almost amusing.
Sure.
Is there anything else I may be of assist you with?
Is that what's the method that's most likely to have the intended result of getting the ghost away from a place? This seems like, can you just kill? Do you have something to kill a ghost? Well, I would love to have that option instead of going through all this.
Killing a ghost is extremely tricky and hazardous, and comes with its own risks.
Never mind then. Your way is the easiest way of doing it available to you. Is what you're saying?
Yes. Binding it to an object and then simply removing the object is relatively easy.
Alright, that works. Your mechanical thing. Are we set on the faceplate? Is that part important? Like, can you swap that out for something else of a different shape and it would not affect the entire thing?
There are certain parts of the fascia that are replaceable.
Alright, good to know. Oh, you need anything else, Drake?
No, shouldn't be necessary.
Alright, thanks, Doc. Hopefully we'll be back soon with a ring if we do not have a better option. Well, and also, you're willing to just do this for us? Because we ask. Or is this something you want in return?
I assume you would allow me to keep the spirit should I bind it to an object.
Oh, right, perfect, yeah. Alright. My kind of deal.
Excellent.
That is Aldrich's kind of deal. That's hilarious. That couldn't have worked better.
I can live with it as long as it's someone suitably despicable. I'm sure we can find someone that fits the bill.
I had a friend who used to collect such things until he was investigated by some organization. The EPA, I believe it was called. Released a lot of them. That man had no dick.
We are Shiver's outlet.
Meanwhile, across the city, Eveline, Thurston, Alistair, having visited a florist on their way, arrive at the London docks to make contact with the Samdi. They navigate their way through the various hustle and bustle of the docks, the dock workers busying themselves loading and unloading cargo and freight, and make their way to the Samdi warehouse, knocking for entry upon the door. Oh shit, I've just realised what I have to do for this.
I would be carrying a huge bouquet of roses that's in the shape of a heart, but it's so big I have a hard time seeing around.
Who paid for these?
Still, French accent's better than me trying to do a Caribbean accent, I must say.
Caribbean?
If that's how you want to pronounce it, yeah. When we colonized it, we called it the Caribbean.
I know.
Well, when we colonized it, we called it the Caribbean.
You didn't. We still own some of it.
We own some of it too.
I will go throw tea in the water right now. You stop it.
You put the tea in first and then the water. Fucking barbarians.
The cream.
I told you, see me after the show. Hell, it's near the end. The door is answered by a heavily cloaked figure. I hate my life so much. Good evening. How can I be of assistance? I hate my life.
Two things, I guess. Is Serena there? And can you all help us with a ghost?
Would you like it done in that order? Because Serena is here. Cough.
I mean, if she could help with both, that would be probably best.
Yes,
But I
please.
can
My arm's tired.
I understand that you might need somebody with more experience.
Please, come in. Relax. Put the flowers down, and I shall summon Serena and stop talking like a buffoon. Do I do this to myself?
I love Shiver's French accent.
I do too.
Me too.
I don't. The man, he disappears up how you say stairs, only to return moments later with Serena in tow. That was terrible. I'm ashamed of that one. Serena wears a white dress with a whalebone corset on the top. You can see 3/4 of her face have decayed away. The remainder of her flesh seems to be melting like hot wax. Alistair!
This more so than before.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
It's such a pleasure to see you. And she walks in, and the half of her mouth that is there puckers her lips and kisses you on the cheek. You feel the cold.
I feel weird about this, but
You
Alistair
feel the
doesn't
cold.
just because.
And I pushed.
Yeah, I feel weird
What?
about this, but Alistair doesn't. Yeah, he's
You-
undead at this point. He's like, whatever.
You feel the cold press of flesh and bone against your cheek. Flowers? For me?
I look away. Yes.
See?
Thank you, how thoughtful of you. They remind
You're
me
welcome.
of when I had a heart that was unshriveled. A fitting epitaph. I can't wait to see them blossom, bloom, and preserve them as they die.
Certainly
They're in the
one way
shape
to
of
look
a
at
heart,
it.
too.
Oh
Indeed,
yeah, they're fancy.
what a wonderful craft. Surely you have not come all this way just to deliver flowers to me, have you?
No, so Miss Eveline here and Aldrich found a theater that they want to. Well, Aldrich wants to own, and Miss Eveline wants to sing at. The problem is, there's a really mean ghost there, and we can't really tell if he's haunting it because he was murdered there or not. And we don't really know how to remove it.
Ghosts are not particularly my speciality, although there are other members of the Samdi here who are far more experienced with it than I. What do you wish done about this ghost? Do you wish it to possess someone?
Oh, really? It seems kind of mean. Can we kill that person after it possesses it and kill the spirit?
No.
Oh.
But you could certainly kill the body, but not the spirit.
I could do that without the spirit inside.
Ghosts are trifling hard to get rid of. Notoriously so, I dare venture to say. There are several methods available.
Aren't they usually attached to wherever they're at, or are they attached to a specific item?
That is true in some instances, and a half-truth in others. They are, of course, bound to this plane of existence by an object. However, the object itself is somewhat immaterial. They can be bound to a place, they can be bound to a person. Some are mobile, some are stationary. It's a highly...
Some way to unbind it?
You could bind them to a different object. That is relatively simple and easier.
Pull out the ring. Would this ring do anything?
No point casting the binding fetter upon it, but for all intents and purposes she will. This is perfect. The spirit in question certainly is bound to this object. Should you destroy it or lose it, though, you will have quite a difficult situation getting rid of it.
Right, I don't think we wanted to destroy it. All right, so we were investigating, and I'm able to kind of see some history and objects, and I found out that this was, I don't know if it's his ring, but it was somebody's ring that was killed in the theater when they were murdered.
It would seem fitting that it would be the spirit's own ring, would it not?
Yeah, and then I asked if it was his, and he was just all, leave this place. And then I was like, well, can I take this ring? And he was all, leave this place.
Spirits are very tortured souls. They see not the reality that we see. All they feel is loneliness and anger. Being disturbed greatly annoys them. But if you wish, I could have a word with the family here and see if there is something of service we could do.
Yeah, because it's not like, I understand if he was murdered, I don't think we want to get rid of him to where, like, bad ghosts die. I would like him to be happy. If we could release him, that'd be awesome.
I'm afraid that if that is possible, it is beyond my knowledge base, but I am sure that there is someone here who may be able to accommodate. You wish for the spirit to be freed? What if it chooses to remain in the theater?
Well, then I guess I don't know. I look at Eveline.
No, we don't want it to stay in the theater.
What might be an interesting venture would be attempting to bind the ghost spirit to another body and having the body leave of its own accord. Of course, it would be torment for whoever it possessed, but then who cares?
Could it be a priest?
That is beyond my expertise. I believe it might be possible, but then how would one of our kind go near such a person?
Well, they seem to bother us plenty.
Have you not had experiences with true faith?
That's what I mean.
And then you also understand how difficult it is for our kind to approach, let alone do anything else to them. There are far easier targets. A child. Someone
Well,
insane called Silence, who just donated a considerable amount. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alan.
He's silent.
We could also ask Sir Drake. I'm sure he's probably got some, I don't know, slaver boat guy that he hates that he would be happy to have a ghost torment them for the rest of their fucking life.
That might be an absolutely perfect solution.
Thanks. I have exactly one of those a day. So. It's all downhill from here.
Then it is a good thing it is near the end of the night.
Saved it for you.
I shall convene with the rest of the Samdi. We can offer you solutions. Would you like me to send you a telegram with anything that we come up with, or would you merely like to have meet in person with those responsible?
I look at Evelyn.
Would you be there, Serena?
It depends on how risky the ritual is. Ghosts are of relatively low interest to me. Feisty though they are.
Well, if you're there, I'm sure Alistair would want to come along.
I mean, no, it's fine. I can always just come here and see Serena, or she can come to my place.
You have a place, Alistair?
Yeah, but it's got a ghost.
That's better than a demon.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I may come visit you then.
See, you said you were lonely.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to disturb the process. If people can come help, it shouldn't be hinging on whether or not me or Serena can go.
I'm sure we could always go elsewhere.
Ooh, I look at Thurston. We could go on a double date with Thurston and his girlfriend. He needs to take her flowers too.
Help you with that.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
It would be something we would do in between games. Shut up, Shiver.
Phew.
Don't give him an out like that. Make him play 2 NPCs at once.
Shall we send you a telegram then with a list of options that we have researched? First,
Sounds
whatever
fun.
are you wearing?
It looked better when the night started.
Yeah.
You look like a
I'm
gaudy,
having
cheap
a-
Christmas decoration.
He's a Cleopatra now.
I'm having both an excellent night and an awful night at the exact same time.
I would say he's having a pretty bad night because he offered to go help me look for this ring, and as soon as he found it, he decided to relive the guy's experience and leap from the top balcony. So,
Did it provide you with any insight?
Strong caught him.
It allowed me to understand how painful it was to do such an act.
Indeed. Well then, it was wonderful to see you, Alistair. And thank you ever so much for the flowers. How thoughtful of you. I look forward to seeing and preserving them in death. Eveline, Thurston, a pleasure as well. We shall send you a telegram
Of course.
with our results. I'm sure we will bear fruit for you.
Can't wait.
Has anyone got any last-minute business or anything they wish their character to do or endure?
Not no scene necessary or anything, but the spot where Clara usually leaves stuff for me, to find, I will take one of the vials that she's given me beforehand to put blood in, and I mean, it's been washed out, it's cleaned, but I use it as like a makeshift vase for a rose.
Aldrich would like to ask Drake a couple questions too.
Audric and Sir
Since
Drake
they're-
meet up outside the Whitechapel house.
It'd probably be right after leaving the Giovanni. And so the carriage
Yeah, on the
together.
carriage ride back.
Alright, so what's this about a side project you've got going on with the good doctor? You're bringing him souls now?
The way I see it, our mutual landlord, he's only have interest in the holy. The sort of men on my hunting list miss that description by miles. And killing them well, when Alistair told us about the mechanical man in there, when you told us about the mechanical man and the fate that kindred soul is enduring, I can think of no better punishment. And it could serve me in the long run. Our discussion about the elders and the times changing technology.
Right. I guess that makes a bit more sense, you know. When you found out that what he was doing was essentially enslaving some poor kindred, live a life of torture, I thought you'd go back and lob his head off. I didn't think you'd go back and shake his hand and make a deal.
Perhaps you're rubbing off on me, Aldrich. I'm going to cut his head off, just not yet.
Oh, so you want us to hold off on the old having him over to the house and making a sacrifice out of him then?
I've instructed him to have my commission ready when he delivers the Clockwork Man.
Well, look, I'm fine letting him live. I'm not saying I've got a problem with this. Just wondering, what's the end goal here? You want... And can he do this with any soul? Or does it have to be... I thought it was specifically a kindred soul. Does that mean you're going to turn these people on your list before handing them over?
Possibly, but I don't know if it has to be kindred. I'd have to discuss that with the doctor. Once we have what we need, we can get rid of him, and I would be much interested in looking into any writings he's made on the work that he's undertaken. If we don't need him, it may benefit us.
Well, you think you're going to make sense of all of his notes and be able to pick up where he left off?
Me or someone smarter.
I mean, no offense to you or anyone in our coterie, but I don't know if we've had anyone that's smart in our inner circle, let's say.
Well, you might be right, but in any case, I wouldn't want the knowledge of what he's capable of just lying in a house for anyone to come and find.
Oh, on that we agree. 100%. Sir Drake. Alright. Just curious, you know. Good to know. About that business. So if he needs an adventurous type, I'd be more than happy to send someone his way. As you know, I have customers of all walks of life. And it might be easier, or it won't keep me up at night. Unless this is something you want to deal with personally. But with you, I assume you're going to have to go find someone who's adventurous, but they also need to be a bad person for you to feel okay with all that and whatnot. Now, I'm just saying, if you want to keep your hands clean of it, I'd be more than happy.
I can facilitate that myself, it's not a problem.
Alright.
Fortunately, the majority of that hit list, the nicest thing I think you could say about them was that they're adventurous. If you get my drift.
I see what you're saying. Alright. I hope you update us on the little misadventures then. It sounds quite interesting.
Nah, well, consider you my firmest ally, if I'm quite frank, Aldrich, so if I do need any assistance, you will be the first to know.
I appreciate that. Especially if your first targets happen to involve men in positions of power in a very lucrative company. I might be able to do some maneuvering myself behind the scenes to make sure something good comes out of all of it. You know, besides their just desserts and whatnot.
Not a bad idea. We'll discuss it sometime further.
Oh, I appreciate that.
The Drake and Aldrich stay in relative silence for the remainder of the coach ride back. Everyone going to their respective havens, where allowed.
Will we get back to the house before Aldrich and Sir Drake do?
What would you prefer?
If so, I would like to peek in Aldrich's room while he's not there.
Yeah, I can't see any reason why not. And you will peek inside, and you will see the room has changed to walls lined of flesh, stitched together with small pieces of blood leaking down. An altar, seemingly made out of hands, that sits beneath a windowsill, and a very lavish obsidian four-poster bed.
I'll gasp, slam the door, and run back to my own room.
Anyone else? Then we shall
And
say
not that I
that-
want to RP, but I go back to my thing and I just stand there talking to the air, going, "Who are you talking about earlier? Who?" That's just for the audience and everybody else in here to kind of be like, "Oh yeah, that happened earlier on." Yeah,
That's what Alistair's going to do in between hunts.
that's my thing. Is I just stand there like, "What are you?"
And
Actually,
we
now
shall-
I have a corpse to talk to. Never mind.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Conversation can get a bit dead though. We'll call that the end of this week's London by Gaslight. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you for coming and playing. Aldrich, who are you? Where do you come from? What do you know?
I am Bully. I play games including Vampire over at Table Goth. Check out our YouTube where we do stuff like that in our tutorials. Currently running Cults of the Blood Gods every Thursday. Onyx Path Publishing. So yeah, go check that out.
And I just want to throw out that those tutorials are fucking great and useful because the book can read like Japanese stereo instructions written in Chinese, and having someone actually guide you through and say, so this is how it's meant to be, this is how it's meant to be, is incredibly useful if you're trying to make heads and tails of the damn book, trust me.
We try.
Alistair! Who are you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I was gonna quote Hogan's Heroes, but meh. I'm Tina. I'm here. Are you all too young for Hogan's Heroes? I am, but I still know. I know nothing.
I just realised I missed out on saying, Bully from Table Goth? What is this, a crossover episode? Next week. Eveline! Who are you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I know nothing. I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me just about anywhere as Ms. Hearts. I have I Want My 80s show on Tuesday nights on the Base Radio. And if you need any graphic design or promotional products, check out gibopromo.com.
The Drake! Who are you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
Some things. Some things man was not meant to know. I am Mark, the DM, over at the Bullet Club. We run Saturdays at 11 GMT, 6 Eastern. Currently have Nitro and Shiv guesting on our Wildmount campaign, where I've gone and dropped Castle Ravenloft just right on top of the capital city, and everyone's dealing with it at the moment. They're in the Amber Temple at the moment, and 2 sessions ago they triggered what's supposed to be 3 separate encounters all at once. That was good. Good job.
Every time you say you've dropped Castle Ravenloft in there, do you remember Count Duckula?
Yeah.
I think of his castle just every time.
Yeah, that's good.
And yes, was it Feral Gangrel who said it? It was Feral Gangrel. We do leave our VODs up here until Twitch ever deletes them. And if you ever want to catch up on things, we have YouTube links down below either side of my thighs. Thurston, who are you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I'm Nitro Type at practically everywhere. I am the one in the group that is overly obsessed with giant robots. And also I'm over at the Bullet Club, like Mark said, which was fun because last week I made a new best friend who is a man that eats nothing but rats and rubs rocks for 3 hours every time he gets up. He was great. Everyone go check them out just for Valenius alone.
That's fair. We shall go a raiding on the wonderful Martlet Games. Drop in, say hello, give them a follow if you haven't already. But of course, we can't go until Alistair says the line.
Have a good night.